My name is Cody, and today Saul and I will be teaching you Newton's 3 laws of motion. The first one we're going to describe is how an object in motion will stay in its state of motion. Now if I were to throw this football right now, it wouldn't stay in its state of motion because the force of gravity. And the reason why is the force of gravity would be pulling it towards the ground, then it would be scraping up under it, stopping it, which is called friction force. Now,
so basically, I just acted as an outside unbalanced force stopping the ball in its state of motion. If I weren't to act on the ball, it would have bounced on the ground and kept rolling until, as Cody said earlier, friction force will stop it. So right now, I will demonstrate that to you. As you can see, the ball didn't stop because I did not act upon the ball. So it stayed in the state of motion until friction force stopped the ball. And that is the first law.
Now we're going to be describing to you Newton's second law, which is how acceleration is dependent on the mass and net applied force. How we're going to demonstrate that is me and Saul are going to be doing a race here. Ready, Saul?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright. Just race to that rock right there. Yeah. Say, go! Alright. Even though Saul weighs more than me, the reason he won that race is because he applied more force than I did.
Now me and my buddy Thomas are going to be racing each other because he weighs less and applies more force than I do when we run. And because force times mass equals acceleration, he weighs less, increasing acceleration. So just to the rock right there, okay? A little closer. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. As you can see, I got my butt whooped by Thomas because he weighs less and applies more force, increasing acceleration.
Third law, which is how forces interact between bodies. The way we're going to demonstrate that is me and Saul are going to do a little lineman drill where we push each other back and forth. You ready, Saul?
I am ready.
Alright, let's go. Set, go! Now as you can see, I pushed Saul back on that time. And the reason why is I applied a bigger net force than him, which allowed me to push him back.
Now let's see what happens when I apply the same amount of force. On 3. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I applied the same amount of force, causing the net force to be 0. And when you have net force at 0, it's a balanced force. And when an object is acted upon by a balanced force, it does not move or stays in place.
Alright, now we're going to be describing to you the second law, which is how acceleration is dependent on the mass and net applied force. Now how we're going to demonstrate that is me and Saul are going to do a race. You ready, Saul? Ready? Set, go!
So as you can see, I beat Cody as he explained earlier. Now I am going to race my buddy Thomas here to show that the net applied force has effect on acceleration. Are you filming this?
And that's Newton's 3 laws.
Yeah!
Newton's first law, which is how an object in motion will stay in its current state of motion. The way it'll do that is, if I were to throw this football right now, it wouldn't, I'm sorry, I can't do